Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Philosophy Table, where we serve you food for thought. My name is Duko, aka the Dentist, and I'm joined by.
I'm Adi.
And I'm Vishal.
And today our mission is simple. We're gonna talk about a movie we saw a few days ago. We're gonna share our thoughts. And this is going to be a contentious episode because some of us really liked it and some of us did not care for it, I'll say. But yeah, the movie in question is Mission Impossible. I can't remember what the fuck it's called.
Dead Reckoning.
Sure, that one.
Part 1.
Okay. Yeah, so I'm not the Mission Impossible expert. I've seen a few of the newer ones, like starting from 2014 onwards. But just to preface, give us a small summary about what this movie is about, Adi.
This particular movie, or like the entire
where does
series?
it fall in the franchise? Like, where does it fall?
So it's like what, the 7th movie in the franchise now?
Mm-hmm.
So it's 30 years from the first Mission Impossible movie. So Tom Cruise has been this agent for the past 30 years. And even the movie like addresses that like you've been part of the IMF for the past 30 years and stuff. And yeah, basically it's the latest installment in the franchise where they introduce a completely different villain from what the Mission Impossible team is used to like facing.
Are all the characters are they all from the previous movies, or are they like new characters in this one? In terms of the main team.
I mean, yeah, in terms of the main team, for the most part, it is like the old team, all the way from like, I mean, what do you call? Luther was there from the first Mission Impossible movie.
Yeah, best character.
Simon Pegg's character was there from like, I think Mission 3 onwards, and then Rebecca Ferguson's character was there since like, what was it? The one where they had to like fight Superman.
Oh.
Yeah, so she's quite a new addition.
Ghost Protocol, yeah.
No, Ghost Protocol was
Spider-Man 2.
the Dubai one.
Yeah.
Yeah, Superman one was Fallout.
Okay, can we
And
just
yeah, but I
agree
think
that the naming scheme is dumb?
Yes.
The naming scheme is confusing. Yeah, because the
would you
first
rather-
3 just had 1, 2, and 3.
They start with 1,
Like-
2, and 3. That was
Exactly.
fine.
Then it was Ghost Protocol, something in the middle.
There was
Rogue
a
Nation.
two-parter in the middle, right? I remember
No.
one of them having part 1 and part 2.
That's only Dead Reckoning.
That's not Fallout?
No, Fallout was by itself.
Is that the one where he like climbs the plane?
No, that's the one before Fallout.
See? I
In
think
each movie, he does something regarding with the plane.
Yeah, but they all merge together in a way. Like they're
Yeah.
all like one big like movie if you think about it. It's just like a TV show you're watching, one episode every like 5 years.
True. Would you rather have it named like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7?
I mean, it worked fine for Fast.
I was just gonna say, like, Fast and Furious is so fucking bland
Yeah, that's
with the
good.
naming
That's
conventions.
not because of the naming. Because they do the same thing every time. Family.
True. What were the fucking names? I can't remember.
No, see, even Fast and Furious had a few others like Tokyo Drift and all of that, right?
Yeah, that was a spin-off. Yeah.
Yeah. And then there was
Okay.
The Fate of the Furious, which was Fast and Furious 8.
See, that makes sense because it's a pun.
Yeah, but they didn't do Fast 10 as fasten your seatbelts.
See, missed opportunity. They should have hired you.
Honestly.
Okay, Mission Impossible.
The next
this
one
movie.
should be Fast 7-Eleven.
Mm-hmm.
They just all work at like the local 7-Eleven. Imagine Vin Diesel's like giving you like your sandwiches.
He'd probably be giving it off for free, no? Family.
Because we're family.
Yeah.
Family discount.
Yeah.
Damn, that's good.
So, we watched this movie in IMAX, which was clearly not IMAX.
Actually, IMAX this time.
Yeah.
Sure, it was the IMAX theater, but was the quality IMAX or was it digitally upscaled quality?
True.
I mean, the first second the movie started playing, and I saw those like anti-alias jagged edges and the quality. My immediate reaction was looking at the bottom right corner for the gear so I can turn it up from 720p. That's what I was like looking at.
I swear to God, I started like looking around the theater because I thought like other people were wearing 3D glasses and we weren't. It turns out we just watched like the wrong version of the IMAX. I have no idea what we watched.
Do you think they did not play the IMAX one? Because we did. They were making us wait before we could enter the cinema. Maybe they had a problem holding up the IMAX.
Imagine they fucking scammed
When
us.
they say IMAX, they meant IMAX screen, but not IMAX file.
Yeah, see,
So-
DTV is
Yeah.
just inconsistent like that. Sometimes they put a poster out for IMAX, but it's not IMAX. And
No,
sometimes
this one they didn't lie. They said IMAX. They gave you IMAX screen, but no IMAX movie. You figure that out.
maybe they should start specifying that as well. Like you can sit in the IMAX theater, but it won't be the IMAX quality.
I mean, I was surprised by the turnout. A lot of people showed up.
Yeah.
Like I understand it's like important, like a big franchise. I was gonna ask where do you guys rank it in terms of like other action, just action, purely action, like movie franchises? Would it be like near the top? Because I think it's like it's iconic. So even if you don't follow the movie itself, but spanning 30 years, any franchise that spans that long, it's like near the top. The only other ones I can think of is like a Die Hard or a Fast. What else is there? In terms of just like pure action, Expendables is like
John Wick.
near the bottom.
John Wick.
John Wick near the top. You see, like those are like they tend to be more iconic.
I mean, in terms of action franchises, the old ones still like hold up, like Rambo and the Predator movies and stuff.
Does Creed
like
count
just pure
into
action.
action franchise?
Nope.
I think Creed and Rocky fall under like sports, boxing type.
Yeah.
I don't
mean,
know, just because they gave me like a poster when we entered the thing, I'd say it's my favorite franchise of all
No,
time.
no. But they did not give you a poster. You made me get a poster for you.
Yeah, because I didn't want to ask them for a poster. That's cringe.
Yeah, and you wanted a poster.
Yeah, because it's cool.
So ask for it.
What's your
fucker.
point? Absolutely not. My social anxiety won't allow it.
Okay. So are we
Okay, but
placing
where would you place it in your, in terms of like franchises?
franchises? To be honest, I don't remember 1, 2, 3. Yeah, good.
You don't remember 1, 2, 3?
Yeah, I don't. I clearly don't.
I mean,
Jeez.
details for me, and I see this franchise for me. I remember specific scenes. I don't remember the plot. I don't remember who the villain was. I don't remember what they were like looking for. It's always the same thing. Like this Russian weird dude, this I don't know, terrorist guy. It's always the same villains. It's always just like we want to kill everybody. Here's a nuke. All like main like evil guy tropes, you know. But what I remember are the specific moments. The first time he used the disguise mask thingy. The first time he rappelled down and didn't touch like the red lasers when he was like stealing something. Those are like iconic scenes. That's how I remember this franchise by, not by a specific like full-on movie. And that's why like I want to like if you ask anybody who watches movies, they'll tell you Mission Impossible is a recognizable name, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But for me, it needs to be more than that. I would see Top Gun. It's only 2 movies, right?
Yeah.
But it's when you tell me Tom Cruise, that's my first instinct to tell you, Top Gun. That's my first instinct. I don't go into like, Tom Cruise, Mission Impossible, if you get what I'm saying. So in terms of being iconic, it's up there. Don't get me wrong, but it's not at the very top. There's more iconic movies.
Iconic movies or franchises?
Action franchises.
See, you don't remember the movie? That's because you slept.
Not the other ones. The other ones were good. The other ones were good, so I didn't sleep. This one, there were like cringe and boring moments. I'll get to that later. But yeah, you slept as well, so you can't tell me shit.
I know I slept, but I didn't sleep through the entire movie like you.
I didn't sleep through the entire movie. Ask me of any moment. Ask me of any moment during the movie. I'll tell you.
What happened?
Whoa, non-spoiler territory. We don't do that right now.
Okay. Adi, where do you rank it?
Like I said, it's amongst my favorite. Like in terms of like just upscaling quality with each movie, I'd say this is like there. Because with every long-term franchise, and again, we're going to talk about Marvel. And the longer it goes, it tends to like overstay its welcome, and like eventually it becomes like a chore to watch it. This is one of the few franchises where I'm like, okay, I'm actually excited for the next movie. Even like John Wick, I've always been excited for the next movie. Fast and Furious, it kind of died after Tokyo Drift. Like Tokyo Drift was the last Fast and Furious movie I liked watching. Die Hard, I've never been much of a big Die Hard fan, but in terms of like just like pure action, see, that's the thing with action movies, right? If you rate it on like a scale of like plot and stuff, most of them don't hold up. But if you just rate it out of pure action, entertainment, turn your brain off and just watch a guy do some crazy shit, then like a lot of these movies like are quite entertaining. Like the plot of John Wick is so bare bone, but the action is what you stay for. And I'd say that's what keeps the mission movies like ongoing. Every action sequence is like hyped to like 11. But the plot and the villains aren't what you like stay for. So it really depends on what mindset you go in when you watch these movies. But yeah,
Mission Impossible, they like level up with each movie, like their stunts and the stakes.
Yeah. Each movie feels like insanely what do you call like threatening.
I think that's why it keeps like the movie up there, like each movie, because with each movie they're actually upgrading. It's not the same thing, and it's I don't know. We can say like Fast does the same thing, but it's kind of stupid the way they do it.
Thing is, that's the problem with the Fast movies, right? They stop being like, people watch the initial Fast movies just because it's about street racing. Yeah. And that's a cool concept to have a movie around. That's what a lot of people like watch the movie for. The second they made it like a what do you call, like this cartoony bank heist, saving the world type movie, that's when like their fan base kind of like died off. So I think it like depends on like the direction they took the franchise. That goes with Marvel as well. The initial Marvel movies are like very grounded, very relatable superheroes. And the more it kept going, the more we're like, do I really like care about this specific character?
How about Jason Bourne?
Jason Bourne got confusing just because they had like different actors playing Jason Bourne at different times.
True.
How about James Bond?
Again, same with James Bond. I could never, 100% attach myself to the character just because it is a different actor each time. But the thing with James Bond is, I don't mind the switching of the character because in my head the title of 007 is just a title. It's not one specific person. So anyone can be 007, which is why I'm like an advocate for Idris Elba to be the next James Bond.
In terms of villains, I would say, like you said, Mission Impossible, very forgettable. But the Bond villains, that's where they are better in terms of the Mission Impossible. They give
Absolutely.
they give the villains character, they give them motives. They're not just there as a garnish, around the hero.
I agree. Yeah.
Yeah.
You're absolutely right. I'd say that even for the Fast movies, to be honest,
Yeah.
like as much as they're like cartoons and caricatures of actual people, the Fast movies do have like actual villains rather than like a generic one-dimensional character. The Mission movies are literally just Tom Cruise doing Tom Cruise things while the camera's rolling. And I don't mind that, to be honest.
I feel like the Mission movie has like stereotyped him.
Stereotyped?
Mhm.
I don't know. I feel like so apart from what do you call Rogue Nation and Fallout, which had like the same villain for both movies, that villain was quite good, just in terms of like how he was basically Ethan Hunt but a bad guy. So that was interesting. But the other Mission movies, like if you ask me, I can't name the villains. I have no idea what they are. As much as I like the franchise.
See, with each movie, I just remember that the world's gonna end and he has to save it.
Yeah.
That's all I remember.
But yeah, anyway, so we watched the movie, and let's start with initial thoughts. Vishal.
Initial thoughts? It's a movie I'd switch my brain off and watch because the plot wasn't that deep. It's an interesting take on AI, of course. But I don't think I would watch it again like soon enough. Like how I watched other, Mission Impossible movies like few times. I don't know if I'll watch this again and again kind of thing because it's too long. I feel like this one's way, way too long. And it's like stretching it out.
I mean, I can see that, but I don't know. Like me personally, I feel like this brain you can like this is like a movie you can turn your brain on for. Just because like I feel like the runtime was appropriate just because they need to explain who the villain actually was. Because what do you call it? Because like I mean, yeah, a bunch of movies have done like the whole AI villain thing before, and they've all done their own version of it. And for the most part, an AI villain is as simple as that, just an AI villain. It's not that deep. But I feel like this movie like wanted to take its time to explain why the AI villain was as threatening as it was, just because what do you call? It had so much like infiltration power. Like it can be anywhere, anytime, and can do whatever it wanted.
It can technically be anyone as well.
Exactly. We don't want to spoil anything, but like the AI has the ability to like literally like how AI voices already exist. It has the ability to like sample your voice and like recreate it, stuff like that.
See, that's what I'm saying. They explained all of that in the first 20 minutes of the movie. Then they keep going on about it and then keep making it feel like it's a bigger thing while they've already explained it. Like the threat of AI, the way they explained in the start was simple and we all understand that shit. But the way they keep going on about it, like, oh, it can do this, oh, it can do that, and that just kind of got annoying.
I don't know. For me personally, I feel like that's what helped elevate the threat of it, because you could see how much you could actually do, and that's what made it like a scary villain. It's not something you can like physically counter.
Yeah, I want to bring up a few scenes, but I'm afraid of spoiling it.
Yeah, I think it's best we leave those for like the maybe like the spoiler half of this.
Fuck it, but this
But
is
for like the
spoiler
initial
half.
Absolutely not.
Absolutely, yes. Fuck them.
No.
Watch the movie if they want.
I mean, I want them to watch the movie. That's why. So I'm saying like not to like spoil anything.
Okay, like okay, now we've entered half. The other half is spoiler time.
Right. Okay. All right. So this is a spoiler segment.
Spoiler.
Like giving you a warning. But yeah, spoiler territory. Go for it.
So in the scene where they were in like the AI was in real time removing the person from the video footage, like the CCTV footage.
Yeah.
See, that was pretty cool. But then the way they keep emphasizing on shit like that annoys me. Where the threat knowing like you don't know who you're speaking to, like how when they were on comms and they started like Ethan started listening to a voice which was not his friend's. Forgot the character's name.
Benji.
Benji. When he started listening to Benji's voice and just leading him somewhere else, it shows that the AI has consciousness. That's the scary part.
Yeah.
But they did not go in depth about how AI is actually developing a consciousness. It was more like what all it can do.
Again, see, this movie is still a two-parter.
True.
So that's the only reason I'm not like, penalizing it too hard. I mean, yes, I can admit there are faults for this movie. But like for the most part, I'm still like letting it go like for as long as it can until I see the second movie to like actually give my like hardcore criticisms on it. Same thing with Spider-Verse.
When is the second half coming?
Next year.
Next year.
Yeah.
Okay, honest opinion. What do you think of like filmmakers dividing movies into two halves these days? Like a lot of movies are being divided into two and being made as two-parters or three-parters.
I think it really depends on the story you're trying to tell.
Do you think Mission Impossible's story is that deep that you need two parts? Or could it have been done?
Honestly, not really. I feel like this movie could have been like a standalone Mission movie. But then again, until part 2 comes, I can't say that. What if part 2 has like some crazy plot that you need time to like explain everything? And then in like retrospect, you're like, oh, okay, that actually did like deserve 2 films rather than just being all mushed into like one movie. And you're like, oh, the pacing was awful. Everything happened so quickly.
Or what if the second part is like fucking Naruto where you have flashbacks every second?
See, I doubt that because so far none of the Mission movies have done flashbacks to previous movies, even though they're all like continuations.
See, in this
like
movie,
even this movie had a flashback, but it created its own flashback. It didn't like what do you call?
So they keep it to the same movie, even if they're using.
Exactly.
That's what I'm saying. Technically, the first part is like important for the second part. So what if in the second part they just flashback every other minute, kind of thing?
But I think Duko told me like apparently Tom Cruise wanted this movie to still like stand technically by itself. So the second movie, maybe you don't need this movie to understand the second movie. Who knows?
See,
but like it would be rewarding for people who have seen the first movie to watch the second movie, I guess. Again, without part 2, it's impossible to like make any sort of statement.
What are your opinions on the stunts in this movie?
I think this guy is insane. Like I think he really needs to like get himself like checked out or something, because the stuff he does in each like consecutive movie has been like he borderline just is trying to kill himself in the most like fancy way possible.
Like go out in style kind of thing.
Yeah, honestly, because like let's start from like the first movie, right? Mm-hmm. The first movie he did the whole like zipline thing, and then like what do you call like stopping the zipline right before he reaches the ground, and that was like the big stunt. And like the fish tank exploding thing, that was the first movie. That's still very grounded, very like anyone can do that.
Believable.
Second movie was like the whole like fight scene with the bad guy, and like how the knife was like a centimeter away from his eye, and like the only thing stopping the guy from like stabbing Tom Cruise's eye out was because like a steel cable was like attached to the knife, stopping him from like Like if you see the behind the scenes, it's insane. They use an actual knife trying to like stab Tom Cruise's eye out. Then what was it? Mission 3 was him like running on the roof of like Shanghai or some shit and like jumping off like buildings in Shanghai.
Did he break his leg then, or was it a different movie?
No, that was the one before this. That was Fallout.
He jumps roofs in every movie.
On yeah, Ghost Protocol, he climbed the tallest building on the planet, the Burj Khalifa.
Yeah.
Rogue Nation, he was hanging out of a plane. Fallout, he broke his ankle and then he flew a helicopter by himself. He fell off a helicopter.
In Rogue Nation, he also held his breath for like, 7 minutes?
Oh yeah, like 6-7 minutes, something like that. Yeah. No, was that Rogue Nation or was that Fallout?
I don't remember. I think it was Rogue Nation.
Yeah, but yeah, holding his breath for like 6 minutes, that was insane. And now in this one, he basically rides a bike off a cliff and then paraglides onto a moving train. Nah, that was crazy.
You know what I like about Mission Impossible? They have hand-to-hand combat, like the classic action. But then when they use vehicles, they use it properly. Like each vehicle used for an action scene makes a lot of sense. Like you can believe Tom Cruise is actually doing it. Like he's
I think
actually
that's
doing
why
it.
he doesn't use stunt double, because like, what do you call, he himself like said like it needs to be believable to the audience that I'm the one who's actually doing this.
Exactly.
And you can only do that with an actual thing. What about you, Duko? What do you feel about the mission? Like what would you scale this movie as?
In terms of what? The other ones, or just as a
in terms of the other ones. In terms of the other ones.
You remember when you said that usually the Mission Impossible movies go on a upwards trajectory, like they keep adding, they keep going better.
Yeah.
This is the first dip, I feel. Like if you
story-wise or action-wise?
See, sometimes the action masks over the story and you can sit through and enjoy the movie. And sometimes the story and the action go hand in hand and they deliver a great overall movie, like the Henry Cavill one. Right. But this one, the story and the delivery was not enough for me to say that I've fully enjoyed being there. Don't get me wrong. It's not, I would say, one of the worst like action movies, or it's so bad, or don't watch it, blah, blah, blah. I keep the standard high because it is a Mission Impossible movie and because I've enjoyed the older ones. And that's why I had more expectations, I guess. They were not fully met, but as I said, if it delivers moments, then that's also enough for me to enjoy the movie. And this one did deliver moments. So overall, for me, it's middle of the road.
Would you say it would have benefited from a shorter runtime?
1,000,000,000%. See, that's also part of like just dragging it. It's a trend. We've seen it in movies more and more. They've seen that Marvel started the audience. Like the audience would sit through a Marvel movie, and that gave these directors, producers, whatever, the idea that they have creative liberty to showcase whatever they want to showcase. But at the end of the day, if something not everything has to be 3 hours. The story, Tom Cruise was asked, why does this movie not have a cliffhanger? Because it is a part one, right? And he said, I wanted to, like, his intentions were good. He said he wants to deliver a full package so the audience doesn't feel like they're left with like nothing. But at the same time, the way recently Spider-Verse did it, that was good. Like a lot of people complained as well. Like everybody's gonna complain, but I rather have that be more, I would say, excited for the next installment than be left with a lackluster finish. for this one.
So you would have preferred if this movie was a cliffhanger.
1 billion%. At least I'll be excited for the next one.
Does create the excitement for the next one, like how Spider-Verse did it, or how Marvel has done it. Like, let's say for the Infinity War.
How would that be?
Like, it leaves you with a cliffhanger, right? So you're more excited to know what happens, or how does that like add up to the next movie.
No, I'm asking you, like, if let's say this one without the cliffhanger, they're in this situation right now, and they ask you, Vishal, help us create excitement for our next movie. What would you do?
In a classic Mission Impossible way, the stunts go like more crazy.
The trailer go crazy?
Yeah, trailer go crazy. Because Mission Impossible trailers are actually wild.
I think they need Oppenheimer Barbie level marketing for them to.
They do need marketing, yes.
Yeah. Like this one was so hurt by this whole Barbenheimer shit. Like I feel Tom Cruise, I feel his pain when he's like just sandwiched in between Marvel releases, Spider-Man releases, and now the Barbie and Oppenheimer stuff. See, when Top Gun released, it was a good like time. Nothing was really going
like
on.
A solo movie,
yeah, and so a lot. The marketing. I remember seeing the trailer for the Top Gun movie like a year before it launched. Like they took their time. This one, not as much. Like rumors here or there.
Thing is with Top Gun was what do you call the trailer was that this is a theater movie, and until like we never had a theater movie for like 2 years. So Top Gun's biggest selling point was you and your friends and your family get to come back to the theater to witness this thing with everyone. That was their biggest marketing.
Not even that, but also the fact that it's like a retelling of a iconic old movie. Think of it as a awesome iconic game getting a remaster. That everybody had the same excitement and feeling about it. And also them focusing on the theatrical release also helped as well. That's what the Oppenheimer is doing, with focusing on like Nolan going on interviews telling people to watch it on a 17 millimeter, 15 millimeter, teaching people about like how movies work basically, so they can enjoy watching it. So
but Nolan's always done that. He's always pushed the IMAX because he shoots his films in like IMAX ratio.
I mean, he does, but not to the extent of the education that I've seen in regards to Oppenheimer and how. Yeah, like I never seen him go record a whole like 10 or 13 minute video of just like explaining how IMAX work and and what are the different aspect ratios, and don't watch it cropped. And so there is a lot of education going into it, and also Barbie helped a lot. Came out of nowhere, but it helped a lot.
I had a question, Ray. What do you think is the best ending to Mission Impossible franchise? Or do you think it'll be like carried over to another actor?
See, again, like to spoil this one, I feel like that's what they're kind of trying to push.
Yeah.
They might be swapping over to like the new Haley Atwell character.
I don't want to see movies like that. Like her character.
Again, you got to consider Tom Cruise being 61 years old.
No, that's what
he's not going to keep doing this for a while.
Kill it with him.
Or do you think the end
too big
would
of
be
a franchise to kill?
What do you think the end would be like? You know, he gets another mission, and the second he says, "Do you choose to accept it?" He says no, and just walks away in peace.
So he gets married, he finds family, and then
he already has a wife technically who left him. So he goes.
But thing is, like, what do you call? That's the thing. Like the previous mission movies have brought up how like the villain asked him, "You've been offered all these missions. Have you ever chosen not to do it?"
Yeah.
And like that's just something Ethan Hunt as a character can't do. He always has to put like other people's lives before his own. I don't think like as long as Tom Cruise is like alive and breathing, this character can like do that.
No, he could be they could suck the life out
unless
of him.
He dies in the mission.
No, they just suck the life out of him like Indiana Jones, you know, and then bring him back with AI.
Poor Harrison Ford.
Yeah.
Thing is, Harrison Ford wanted the Indiana Jones thing to end. The thing is, Harrison Ford enjoys Indiana Jones. He hated Star Wars.
Yeah.
He begged them to kill off Han Solo. At least Indiana Jones like holds like a special place in his heart.
Well, Tom Cruise loves the Mission Impossible.
Yeah.
I want Mission Impossible to end with the next movie.
It has to be a big nah. It has to be, if they're ending on a two-parter, it has to be two amazing two parts, not one maybe and one great. Has to be both great. That's why I needed the cliffhanger.
This movie to some people is still great.
Great?
Yeah, that's the thing. For me personally, I really like this movie.
That's what.
Because I was invested the whole time. I didn't feel the time pass.
And the rating goes
You guys
with it.
felt it was too long. So I think it's like different people, different
Yeah.
like opinion.
The ratings are
So
still
to me
good of
personally, this movie holds up. I'd say it's not as good as Fallout in terms of plot, but it's still like right beneath Fallout in terms of performance, like story and action.
Okay, rated out of 10.
Out of 10, this is a 9 out of 10.
Duko?
6 max.
6. Okay, well, the average is taken and IMDb has 8.1. Some people do actually enjoy this movie. Rotten Tomatoes 96. As of today.
I mean, I just thought it would be better. I hold the Mission Impossible franchise at higher regard.
What would you rate it, Vishal?
I'd give it a
Personally.
solid 8. It just loses 2 points because it was too long for me. Or maybe we need to start going to movies like on an earlier timing. I don't feel sleepy through a fucking movie.
No, movie just needs to be better.
Just needs to be better.
Yes.
See, like for me, like when I go to a theater, I go with that mindset of I'm watching it in a theater. So for me, like that is my only focus. So I can't sleep through a movie like you guys can, except for fucking Uncharted, which is just unwatchable. I swear to God, in all my years of watching movies in the theater and at home and all that, Uncharted is the only movie I've slept for.
For Uncharted, I just liked how each of us have watched a certain part of it. So if we combine our stories, we can get the whole movie.
Not really.
Absolutely not. Duko slept for the whole thing.
I have no idea what happened in that movie. I kid you not.
Yeah,
I
even for the
remember,
parts I was awake for, I don't remember shit.
remember nothing. It's like a fever dream.
I just remember the start where he's working as a bartender and steals the thing.
I just remember the grab ad
yeah, you're right.
where the grandma turns into Goku. That's the all I remember.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that too.
Yeah, that's all I remember of
The
that.
crazy ad. Crazy.
But yeah,
Like, if Mission Impossible was 2 hours 30 minutes, it'd be fine. The 3 hours kind of
it's 2 hours 40.
Holy.
felt like longer.
That's the thing. For me, it didn't feel long because I guess I'm like I'm fine with longer movies.
Yeah.
I've seen some artsy 4 hour like boring ass movies and I didn't sleep.
Snyder Cut.
No.
I doubt that.
No, it's not-
Whenever you
it's not-
say you haven't slept through a movie, I'm like pressing X for doubt.
I mean, sure, but I've done it. Okay, and I don't know. It could be the combination of the big ass screen, the cold theater, the shitty characters, the unoriginal dialogue. Could be all the combination that made me like sleep here and there. But I remember most of
Here
the
and there.
That's what I'm saying. Test me. Tell me a moment in the movie, and I tell you.
Tell me the moments you know.
That's the whole movie.
That's easier to count.
Just like I'll tell you where I dozed off. The whole chase
Those are a
scene,
very strong word.
like the entire movie. At the start, I was paying attention, even when him and whatever the fuck her name is, they were running.
Greece.
Yeah, they were going through. Was it Rome? Italy, basically.
Yeah.
Yeah, they were going through and chased by they took the cop car. She handcuffed him. And then Miguel showed up out of nowhere.
So you remember all the action sequences?
Not like tell me one of the boring like the most boring part of the movie. Tell me which one was it?
But that's the thing. I didn't find it boring. You
No,
did.
I don't
Vishal-
You had to tell
remember.
me.
No, you're telling me
remember the
this
point.
movie is a 10 all through, like there's no like downtime,
I told you. For me, it's a 9 out of 10.
no downtime, not even the
Only
dialogue.
Downtime. The only downtime I felt was like how Vishal mentioned the repetition of what the AI can accomplish. Like like a casual moviegoer, I can understand why they need to like re-emphasize what this AI can do. But as someone who's like watched a bunch of movies that have like AI in it, you're more comfortable and you understand what AI can accomplish. So you're basically being taught ABC. So for me, the repetition of what AI can accomplish, I'd say it deducts a point just because I know what AI can do. But I also understand where, say you're like this like really fresh out of the womb person who's never heard of AI in their life.
That's most
This
of the
movie is like
most of the theater we were in. A lot of kids
honestly,
for some
yeah,
reason.
a lot of kids in our theater, exactly. But that's what I mean, like because
That's
the
the
mission
thing.
movies for the most part are family movies with action in them. It's not
Kids
like
these days
gory like the John Wick movies or the Die Hard movies. You were saying, Vishal, sorry.
Kids these days do know AI.
Hmm?
Like, the kids they know about AI and shit.
But I'm saying because it's a family movie, you have to account for kids, parents, grandparents, like the
So
whole
they-
family.
So they had to go through the learning curve.
They literally, yeah, that's the only points I'm deducting. They had to like, what do you call, baby it for the audience.
I think it's more babying for the older audience, the ones who don't know what AI is, not the kids.
Possibly, yeah. But again, I feel like I'm being too critical when I'm deducting those points because I'm not. I mean, yes, I am a fraction of the target audience, but for the most part, it is like a family audience. And I absolutely will deduct points for babying stuff because I've seen very intelligent movies that is understandable for adults as well as kids, but they don't baby anything for you.
Yeah. They don't hold your hand.
That's exactly here. I hate movies that hold my hand. This is a movie that held my hand. And that's the only reason I deducted a point. But for the most part, I really enjoyed this movie for what it was.
How do you feel about the romantic connections Mr. Hunt had? Like,
He was
Absolutely
flirting with
couldn't care
everyone. He was flirting
I
with
really couldn't care
everyone,
less
man.
about it.
in terms of the female lead, how would you rank this one in terms of the other movies?
The most romantic connection I saw in this movie was between Tom Cruise and a vehicle. He was more in love with his motorbikes and cars than he was in love with like his co-stars. They could have not been there and it wouldn't change the movie.
Oh yeah,
Except
that
for
was one of my observations.
Rebecca Ferguson's character. I liked her a lot.
Not enough Luther and Benji. Not gonna lie. I wanted more of them.
Yeah, much less in this movie.
Yeah.
That's why I'd still say Fallout is the best mission movie, just because of how well it was packaged.
Or
Both
maybe
with-
this movie is actually transitioning to a different lead other than Tom Cruise.
Honestly, that's what it felt like.
How did you feel about the bomb detonating scene?
In this one or the previous one?
The previous one was goated. How about this one?
This one, I thought it'd go a different way, to be honest.
See, I was enjoying. I was like, "That's kind of smart. These are good riddles." And then
Yeah.
he's like, "What's something that grows the more you take out of it?" I'm like, "Oh my god, I've heard this when I was like in second grade."
I mean,
What is it?
AI is not that smart.
Hole.
That's child riddles. A whole.
Why are you calling me a hoe, bro?
A whole.
Oh, right.
A hole.
Asshole? What?
Yes.
It's the last episode you called me an Indian, now you're calling me an asshole? Dude,
Are you not?
dude, now. You said it
An
in
asshole
such
or
a...
an Indian?
Are you not? Deny the
said it.
deny the Indian allegations. Go.
See, I am, but you said it in a disrespectful way.
And, what? Okay, tone police.
Thank you for watching.
Alright, this brings us to the last final section, recommendations for our audience. Starting with Adi, what do you recommend?
Our word of wisdom, you mean?
Yes.
Words of wisdom for this week.
Yes.
Yeah.
I was gonna say watch this movie, but I feel like this whole review is basically that. So I'd say
If you skip my part,
I've been
say it.
watching. I'm just gonna cut all of them out. But I've been watching Vinland Saga, an anime on it's on Netflix right now. So I say check that out. It's basically think all the best parts of Game of Thrones put into like an anime, but like with like Vikings and Nordic culture, and it's really like a really sick anime about like revenge and stuff like that. So
What's
yeah,
the best part
Vinland
of Game of
Saga.
Thrones for you?
The best parts of Game of Thrones were the war tactics,
okay.
how like any what do you call like any prominent character can die. It's quite realistic in the terms that
The uncertainty.
you made like love a character. Yeah, the uncertainty of anyone surviving is what kept me on edge, kept me invested in like the show. So I feel like Vinland Saga really does that quite well, because you could like fall in love with this character, this entire village, and the next moment is all in flames. And you see like how this main character is doing cruel, evil things, and the only way you can justify is because it's all with the end goal of him avenging his father's death. And I felt like that was a very strong character motivation, especially season 2 with how his character like completely changes. But I don't want to spoil anything, so yeah, check out Vinland Saga.
Moving on, Duko, words of wisdom.
I would say, I mean, if you've watched Jujutsu Kaisen season 1, season 2 has started airing. There's 2 episodes so far. It's a prequel story, so you might need to go and watch Jujutsu Kaisen 0 to understand what's going on. But yeah, I would say just keep it short and sweet. Go and continue watching Jujutsu Kaisen season 2.
Yeah.
And then Vishal.
Do not watch Insidious 5. You're better off not watching the movie.
Man, that's the
That's why
strongest word of
it's
wisdom I've heard.
Yes.
I kid you not. I thought that was 3.
Same, I thought that was the third one.
It's the 5th one.
Holy shit.
Yeah, so you're better off not watching that movie. It's absolute shit.
Okay, what would you counter as a better horror movie to watch?
I don't know, dude. None of the horror movies actually really stick. But I did really enjoy The Nun just because of the story.
The Nun?
Yeah.
I don't know what to say.
Like the way...
As a horror movie or as a comedy? Well, which way did you jump?
It was funny as fuck, but some scenes actually didn't make you jump. Fucker, you got scared in a black phone scene. Okay, relax.
But that's the thing though. I was just going to say Black Phone had better
Exactly.
jump scares. Because I'm a guy who doesn't get like jump scared in a movie. I'm always like, I always know what the next scene's going to be.
Yeah.
Black Phone's the only movie where like the jump scare worked.
Yep.
Like I like physically like went like, oh shit.
See,
and like Duko's witness to this.
If you want to talk about jump scare, the new Insidious 5, it has a few, but they're predictable. I feel like that's predictable for me because I've watched way too many of these fucking movies. And I've watched the Insidious
that's what I was gonna
saga
ask,
one too many times.
Yeah, because for me, horror movies have become like so formulaic right now. But then Black Phone was the only one where I was like, oh, I actually enjoyed this movie.
Because it didn't feel like a horror story. It felt like a kidnapping suspense, actual.
Yeah,
It could happen in real life type of situation, not like
I
a
think
demon
the
open.
groundedness of it was helped a lot.
Yeah.
I can't pinpoint if I really like any movie that much, like which has scared.
See, in terms of scare factor, I feel like we're not really the right audience.
Yeah.
But in terms of just pure storytelling, I'd say the first Conjuring was really nice. That's like in the whole like Conjuring series, I'd say the first one's still my favorite, just in terms of like storytelling.
Okay, I see it. But
Honestly, yeah, I can't,
storytelling, I would like the Nun more.
I mean, I guess to each their own.
Yeah.
Storytelling.
And then
Storytelling for a horror movie, I would say Saw. But even
Saw.
that they went to way too many.
I feel Saw is more
Really?
gore factor than
But
horror.
the first few, like the fact that it's like suspense and like, oh, I want to play a game, and then hey,
See,
like, yeah,
I want to watch a good Michael Myers movie. The character is so interesting, you can actually make it scary.
is it?
It is. Like, imagine a person who's just stalking you from the darkness and you have no idea.
That's all of them.
That's because even see with the demons and all, you know that the fucker's there because they're moving shit. This fucker's standing so still, you don't know he's there.
Oh, he's like Drax.
Sure, he's Drax.
Are you saying Michael Myers or Jason Voorhees? Like a Halloween or a Texas Chainsaw
Isn't it?
Massacre?
The fucker wears a mask and stabs the shit.
They both will do.
They both wear masks. The one with the hockey mask or the one with the fleshy mask?
Fleshy, white fleshy kind.
Oh, okay, I'd say the hockey mask one is cooler.
Yeah.
Jason's way more
Jason is
interesting.
awesome.
Because Jason has the gore factor. Michael Myers is kind of
Guys, that's this horror talk, different episode, okay?
Different episode.
Yeah,
Honestly,
we're going on a tangent right here.
yeah.
Let's say thank you to everybody for watching.
This has been the philosophy table. Thank you for watching.
And, please don't cancel us.
Honestly, just don't cancel us.
Yeah.
Especially for Duko's comments on Mission Impossible.
We can't be cancelled.
Oh my god. But yeah, like, comment, subscribe. Let us know your favorite mission movie. Let us know a good horror movie that you would recommend so that we can actually get scared. And we'll see you in the next one. That's all for now. Bye-bye.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.